We are live. Good evening, anybody that's out there. Sorry for the delay if you've been waiting in your leggings with your shoes off. Let's do some nice Pilates together. So find your space. Got my lovely Zoomers on my screen here so I can see them. Yes, having a wiggle, brilliant. Check you have a lovely safe space to stretch out on a mat or a comfy carpet. And let's just lengthen up through our spines. Hopefully you can hear me and hear some tinkling music and some bird sounds, and you're warm. And I just want you to come up and stand with your feet straight down from the hips and just move around on your feet and find your footing. Find all the sides, the edges of your feet, and balance your weight evenly between the front and the back of your feet. And then stand tall and close your eyes for a moment. If you're sat on your sofa watching and not joining in, you could just join in this part. Just stand and close your eyes and take a moment to relax. Let's do a little body scan coming from our feet where we've balanced our weight up towards our knees. We're going to straighten the knees a little bit more by lifting into the quadriceps, the front of the thighs, and just straighten up there. Come up to your pelvis and maybe put your hands on your pelvis and feel that you tilt your pelvis one way and back the other. So you're tilting and doing the large back and back. If you're not sure what I'm doing, open your eyes and have a little look. And then close them again and just do small tilts within your comfortable range of motion. Then come to a central position where it feels comfortable. You may have a straight line down between the pubic bone and the hip bones and come up to your pelvis and your rib cage now. And just gently rock that. Lift the ribs and lower the ribs. Lift the ribs, lower the ribs. And we'll come to a position where we feel comfortable. And they're not too high. We're not slouching, but we're not pushing the chest out either. Just nicely in the center. Open the chest. And relax the arms down by your sides. So if you're very tight in the shoulders, your arms will probably be in front. We're just going to try and ease back. Stand tall or grow like there's a string on the top of your head, pulling you up towards the ceiling. Tuck your chin in a little bit, so we go back a little bit, so we're not jutting it out there on the computer all day or driving, or sat watching Netflix, or working, whatever. Tuck in and lengthen up. We become taller. Take a nice breath in through the nose, round the rib cage, and out through the mouth. As you breathe in, feel the ribs expand, and back out again. Deep breath in. This time, breathe out, come down through the side. And we just want to lengthen through the spine and come back up. So we're not dropping down. We're going to keep some length into the side of the body that's folding there. Not folding, bending smoothly. So imagine a flower tilting over towards the sun, but not folding, not breaking the stem, just reaching over with that heavy head. And back. See some snowdrops. That means spring's coming. It's quite exciting. I think that's the most exciting thing of the day so far today, apart from the classes. The classes have been very exciting. And back up, and one more. And then let's stand tall. Roll your shoulders around. And just enjoy that full movement through the shoulder girdle. So all the bones of the collarbone at the front, the shoulder blades at the back, where they connect, the arms all moving. One more time, and let's bring those down. Lovely. Come into some little heel walks, so we lift the heel and press forwards. We want to keep the pelvis nice and steady, and have the knees tracking forwards. And then just start some opposite arm movements as well, like we're walking along. We're tall, the sun is shining. Close your eyes for that one. Imagine it. Good. Okay, last one. Come back down. Now, I want you to focus on your inner thighs and your knees pulling in and your heels pulling in, and lift up onto the balls of the feet. So we're pulling inwards, so we're not rocking those legs out, okay? Nice and strong. Come back down. And lift up and come back down. Let's take the arms up as well. Feel that our core is working. So we're just aware that we've got some strength going on here, keeping us upright and in our glutes, so our buttock muscles. And down, come up. We're going to soften the knees on this landing. When we come down, bend the knees but stay tall. Push up, out breath. In breath, come down. And come up. You don't have to lift all the way up. You could just lift and hover the heels slightly. If you feel very wobbly, you could either not lift at all or be near something. Put your hands on the surface and hold yourself steady. Last one, come down. And let's stand tall again. Lovely. Now, you might want this, we're going to balance, so one leg at a time. So if you need it, move towards a chair or sofa back. Let's come up and balance on one leg. We're still tall, we're still lifting up from the top of the head, that piece of string pulling us up. And then open the hip and close again. Now this could be lower, so we're going to do it again. You can do it lower if you like, you can even draw a semicircle on the floor with your foot. There, so it depends how it feels for you. And then one more. Out breath as we go away from the body. In breath, return. That's it. Come down. Let's change sides. Nice and steady, upright, level pelvis, like it's a big bowl of water, and we're not going to spill a drop like this. I've spilled it all out the side. Out breath, in breath. Excellent. And one more. And let's go back down again. Now, we're going to do a little hitching squat. So we start with the hips going back and the knees follow. So hips go back, knees follow, arms forward for balance. Come down, we're keeping that length in the spine. So that same position, that curve in the back remains the same. Push up tall, breathe in, come back. Breathe out, push up. Again, going as deep as you feel comfortable with, keeping the knees parallel. So if you need to go a little bit wider because it's uncomfortable, you can turn out a little bit if you need to, but we're aiming for those straight lines down. Push up. We've got this nice openness here, distance between the shoulders and the ears. If you're comfortable with it, the arms can go higher, but don't do that if it means you tense up, okay? So we drop the shoulders down, lift the arms, push up. We'll just do one more. And up, lovely. Now we're going to bend forwards with the straight legs or straighter legs. They can bend. So if you need to, if it's very tight, if you're not sure, you could also use some furniture just to give you a little bit of support if you need to. Or one leg in front of the other. And we'll do 2 or 3 on one leg, 2 or 3 on the other leg. Okay? So think of that long spine, keeping the long spine, bending and lifting. Hands either on the body, find out what's going on. Give yourself support on the legs if you need to. Open the chest and take them behind you. Lift those shoulders away from the floor. Or the hardest one is arms coming forwards. So don't do that if this is feeling uncomfortable in your back at all or feel very tense in the shoulders. Keep the arms back. Okay, we've got lots of options there. I always try and have lots of different levels in class for all the levels, all the classes, because it doesn't matter whether you've been coming for 10 years or 2 weeks, you're always going to have different strengths and weaknesses. We all have them. And some bits of us will work really well and be really flexible, and some will be tight, some will be strong, some will be weaker, and we'll have old injuries and things to deal with. This is our last one. Abs nice and strong. And up. Let's lift all the balls of the feet. Balance. Arms round and down and push forwards back with the hips. Come back up. Lift up onto the balls of the feet. Come round and back down. One more time. Push forwards with the arms, back with the hips. And last time up. And around and down. Lovely. Okay, we're going to come down to the mat now. So bend and come down. However you need to come down. But if you can, we're walking on our hands and feet, then down to the knees, into a box position. So this is right angles, knees underneath hips, hands underneath shoulders, lengthen through the spine, and I want you to feel the strength in your body to lift you up. So we're not falling down between the shoulders like this, we're going to push up Not cat stretch in the air either, so long spine, neck lengthening away to crown of the head pulling one way, tailbone pulling the other way. Now I want you to let your body sink between the shoulders with straight arms and push back up. It's a very small movement, sinking down and pushing up. So we're retracting the shoulder blades. Shoulder blades go towards each other and then we push up nice and tall. Shoulder blades towards each other, push up, they widen, but they're nice and smooth. Down and up. And one more time. Down, and like you're pushing something heavy, like pushing a car, or a door. A heavy door would be more realistic, wouldn't it? But you never know, car might break down. One last one, down, and we push away, and hold ourselves steady. Let's just sit back, take a little break. And we sometimes kneel. If you're not comfortable kneeling, you could sit down, but we're not here for very long, okay? Just move the wrists around. We're going back onto the wrists, just slowly circling, and then let's come back on. If you struggle with the wrists, you can do this down on your forearms. When we take the arm forwards, you're not going to get a high lift. Don't expect a high lift from there, okay? So let's come on hands and knees. Take a breath in and breathe out, slide the hand forwards. Take off and keep steady through the body. Breathe in, come back down. Changing without moving and wiggling around. Other side comes out, breath in, come back down. So you could be down here and breathe out, stretch. Breathe in, come back. And that's only if you have problems with the wrists, really, okay? Let's keep going. So as you're doing that, you keep going. Your core is strong. You can feel yourself held in place. You're staying even on the hips, even on the shoulders. When the weight comes off the arm, you don't drop the shoulder. You're lovely and steady. Really good. Now let's put the hands down and start with the legs. We're going to slide it out, keep it straight, keep it down. Slide it back in. So the knee lifts and straightens, the toe stays down. I want you to imagine an aeroplane. Oh, we're going somewhere wonderful. Okay, an aeroplane. You practice run. You're getting to drive the runway, but you're not ready to take off. So you come back to your parking position. Go out along the runway, out breath, and come back to park. Now you're getting better at your flight, your piloting skills. So you fly out across the runway and take off. And your passengers are in your body. Let's come back down. So you're going to land really smoothly. And the other side, breathe out, take away along the runway, take off. Keep the passengers nice and level in your body. And come back down and in. Now if you're feeling really confident with this, we can do opposite arm and leg along the runway and take off. Passengers stay steady, come back down and in. The kind of flight you'd like, okay? Nice smooth one, no turbulence. And down. We're pushing away from the ground like we did when we did the shoulder retraction up and down. We're pushing up and staying up. And back down. And we've got one more to go. A lovely out breath. And in breath, come back down. Land smoothly. Now, sink back. You can open your knees as wide as you're comfortable with. And keep them narrower. Big toes just touching. And sink down and stretch. So if you're finding it very tight, you could support yourself with your arms. You could put your heads on your heads. How many heads? One head on your fists. 2 fists, 1 head. And just rest your head down. And just take a moment here. And on every out breath, sink a little bit deeper. That's lovely. Just really resting and lengthening. And just allow your body to move a little bit, to really get into the stretch in all areas. Okay, let's slide our hands back in and come and sit down, bring your legs around, and then roll down to your side and lay onto your back. So we're going to lay on the back now and do some nice pelvic tilts. I'm going to lose my socks for this part. So if you've got socks that slip, you probably want to have the heels out at least, or non-slip socks. Feet underneath your knees, and let's start to tilt the pelvis and release back down. Knees parallel and still, so use your inner thighs to hold the legs still. And we do a little tilt, lifting the pubic bone. So we tilt up and release down. Now this is a really lovely therapeutic move for the lumbar spine to help release and lengthen. And we're starting to lengthen into the hips. But when you're comfortable to do so, we start to peel a bit more of the back away from the floor and then roll it back down. So we tuck under, lift the pubic bone and peel the spine and then lay it back down. And there's lots of vertebrae here to lift or lower, but we can do it in stages, just the pelvis, or just the pelvis and the lower back, or coming up so the lower ribs lift, and some of you might be happy to come right up so that the shoulder blades are lifting away from the ground. Your knees are parallel, you've got this ribs to pelvis feeling. Let's come down, one vertebra at a time. We feel we're rolling down and eventually release there. Arms open, shoulders are back. Tuck under again. Just go as high as you're comfortable with. Hold it there, breathe in. Breathe out, come down really slowly. You can close your eyes if you like. And release. Release completely, let go of any tension. Buttocks relax into neutral. A little bit of a natural curve in the lumbar spine. We go again, tuck under, pubic bone lifts. We peel the spine, we're coming up one vertebra at a time, as high as you're comfortable going. Knees parallel, squeeze in a little through the inner thighs. Breath in wide into the ribs, not into your tummy, so we're gently pulled in there. Let's come down, shoulders open, down smoothly. Good. Back to neutral. Now bring your knees and feet together. Just walk them in. If you've got any problems with your hips, you might want a little cushion or something between the knees. Arms out to the sides, palms upwards. And just remind yourself of that neutral position where we have a natural curve in our lower back. It's not a huge curve and we're not jamming into the floor with a pelvic tilt. We just want to come back to that. And then when we move our knees to the side, we're still in that neutral position. We've twisted, rotated, but we don't go into ribs in the air, okay? So let's glue the legs together and start to lift one foot off the floor as we go towards the side. Not too far, let's just lift the buttocks and maybe the lower back, and then come back to center. And the other side, glued together so the knees stay together, the hip lifts, and we roll over. And back to center. Breathe out to go one way, look the opposite way. That's so nice. And back. And the other way. So we can feel a little bit of work where we're narrowing the waist, but we're maintaining this long spine with its natural curve, even though we're twisting. And if you get any pain doing this, don't go into that pain. Just go a bit less far with your knees, maybe just a little way, and back to center. You don't have to keep pushing on. You just do what's suitable for you, just a smaller range of motion. Let's stay on one side a little bit longer. And back to center. And the other side, a little bit longer, not very long, just breathe. And back in. Okay, we're going to take the right knee across, or leg, ankle across the left thigh. So you can use your hand to help bring that up there. Keep a slight flexion on the foot, so the toes are pulled upwards to help keep the alignment of the knee and the ankle. Now that might be a stretch for you, and if that's stretching and you think, well, that's quite tight in the hips, just stay there. If you feel you can, just keep an awareness of your core now working and lift the foot off the floor and pull in. And either hold around the outside of both legs or put your hand through the middle and hold onto the lower thigh. grip your hands and pull in. So this is a lovely stretch. And I don't think I need to tell you where. Hip and buttock of the right side. You can feel that. We're pulling in, supporting with the arms, also pulling in with the lower leg. Lengthen the back of the neck. And just breathe. You can hear the bird song and the sea. Let's breathe in for a count of 4. And breathe out for a count of 4. Breathe in for 4. And out for 4. And this time breathe in for the 4, 3, 2, 1, and breathe out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and breathe in one more time. 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And breathe. And let's release the leg back down and uncross the legs and cross the other one over. So we're coming up into that flexed ankle position. Ankle, not just the foot, but the ankle on the thigh. And again, see how that feels. If that's enough stretch, you could stay there or pull up using that lower leg and hold on around the outside of both legs or around the lower leg. And pull in and feel that stretch. And we're just using our breathing techniques to try and really relax. And the longer out breath to really get a little bit more relaxed, getting into our parasympathetic nervous system where we start to reduce our stress levels, maybe our heart rate and our blood pressure, and switch off that reflex action in your muscles that make you not stretch, that makes your muscles contract to avoid injury. And here we want them to relax. So let's breathe in for 4. And breathe out for 4. Breathe in for 4. And breathe out for 4. Breathe in through the nose for 4. And breathe out through the mouth for 8 this time. Breathe in through the nose. And out through the mouth, slowly, quietly. One more time, breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe, release that leg down. Let's stretch both legs down into the floor. Lengthen them out and take the arms up behind you and stretch there as well. And stretch one side and then the other. Leg and arm away from each other. Foot and hand away. And away. One more time. And then let's bring the arms over and bend the knees again. Now come and lay on your side. And you can be right down. Use a cushion if you want to for some support for your head, or just use your arm. Lengthen your body down the mat with a nice long body, but then bring your knees forwards. So they're right up level with your hips here, and then your feet run down. So you've got right angles at the hips and the knees. And we lift through the waist by taking this top hip away to the end of the room. So we're not falling down too relaxed like this. We're going to lift the hip. You've got your natural shape underneath. So we can hold that in place if you like, so you can be aware of it moving. We're going to lift this whole leg up and whole leg down. So as you come up, you feel a squeeze into the hips and back down. And again. and down. Great exercise for strength in the hips, the buttocks, and even to help the pelvic floor strength as well. Just going to do a couple more. So nice and still here, gently feeling that you're working through the abdominals, that you've got this lift, you've got this length in the top hip. Good, now keep the knees close together and lift the foot, and then lift the knee. Toe down, hip knee down. Toe down, knee down. 2 more times. And 1 more. And rest it back down. Well done, that was good. Lengthen the legs out. Both legs go out, but there's some options to make this easier. So you could have a cushion under your hip if that's uncomfortable. We're going to be lifting both legs, that's the aim. But you could have one leg down, and you could even bend the lower leg if you like. Okay, that certainly makes it easier on the hip, easier on the balance. Or both legs out, or both legs up. Now stretch the lower arm out as well if you can there. If your shoulder doesn't let you and it's in front of you, then have a cushion or something for your head. Okay? And there. We can even, on the harder levels, you can hover your head and have it off your arm there. Okay, I'm going to do that. So let's just start doing little movements with both legs or just the top leg. If you're not using the lower leg, obviously it's just the top leg. Forwards and backwards. Or here, forwards and back. Or here, you keep going. So this is a little bit easier. Still working that core, working the muscles along the leg. Now lift up and circle around. The top leg only. Lift up, circle the top. You can put the other one down if you like, or hover it. It's nice and still. Go back the other way. Well done. Might be feeling it a little bit. And rest back down, bend the knees. Let's have a little curl up. Just for a few seconds. Can you completely relax? Like you're sinking into the ground. As quickly as you can, you relax and switch off any tension. And then come up. Let's sit with the legs to the side. And here you could have a block or a cushion underneath your hips. Or you can bring this leg out if it doesn't like that. Okay? And we'll reach up with the side we were leaning on and stretch. And just do little dynamic movements. Imagine you've got some paint on your fingertips and you're going to put polka dots all over your ceiling. Why? I don't know why. Just imagine, because we want to stretch and feel this right through the fascia and the side. All over the place. And relax. Let's spin the legs round and do all of that this side. So I'm going to lay down on the side with the legs forwards. Okay, support the head, lengthen the body, knees forwards, feet forwards, and as soon as you're ready, lift and lower. Get the leggings in the right place, and there we go. Lift, out breath, and lower. Remember, we've got the hip stretching away, the waist lifting off the floor. It's not going up and down, it stays steady. And we've got the horizontal position, oh, there we go, of the knee and the foot. Sometimes we need a little look at it to be sure what we're doing. And feel that you're relaxing the shoulder, the top one. And that you're breathing out as you come up, in on the way down. Last 2. And 1 more. And let's change this so that we go up with the knee and down with the knee. Up with the knee and up with the foot. So we're changing the angles of the hip, working through the mobility there. And we're still not dropping our waist. That's it. 1 more. And relax down. Stretch the legs out. So use your mat as a guide. Are you in a straight line? Not a banana shape. Stretch the arm out. Lengthen both legs away from the floor, just the top one. You can have the lower one bent, okay? You can use your hand for support if you need to. You can hover the head or use a cushion. Let's do those little swimming movements with the feet, lengthening or just the top leg. Keeping our balance, keeping that lift in the waist. It's good. It's better to do it really, really well than to try and do the hardest levels. So if this is kind of all wobbly all over the place, you'd be better off working on that just stillness. Okay, now let's change it so that we go up and circle around. So the lower leg could be bent, could be straight, could be hovering. And we'll, whoop, there's a table, and we'll go back the other way. That's when you know you've done a big circle. One more, it's the last one. And rest, bend your knees, curl up. Full body scan, completely through, no tension. No tension in your face, no tension in your jaw, in your chest, in your arms, your fingers, your body, your abs, your hips, your legs, your toes. And when you're ready, let's come sit up again. Legs to the side, or this leg comes out, or you've got your cushion under your bottom to make this easier. Reach up, stretch, and enjoy lengthening up, all over, polka dots, all over. And relax back down. We're going to come round into 4-point kneeling again, into a nice cat camel. So we're going up to stretch the back and down to arch, only where it's comfortable for you, okay? So we take our back down, our bottom up, our head up, and then we round the other way. Be really sure to only press into this as far as it's comfortable for you. So lengthen the spine, go a little bit beyond, and lengthen again. Tighten into the waist, feel it pulling up towards the ceiling, and release. And lift the head slightly. Last time, up into that lovely big stretch up. And just back to neutral this time. Where is our neutral? Lengthen the spine, and tailbone away, head away, and come back to that neutral position. Lovely. Now let's come down onto our backs one more time to just finish off with a lovely release through the hip. Taking one knee into the chest and holding onto the thigh. Stretch the other leg down. And just really lengthen away. Feel the length through the front of the hip of the leg that's down. Go a little bit wider with the bent knee leg out to the side a little bit more, and take the lower leg out to the corner of the mat. You don't have to go all the way, just a little way towards that. And feel that increased stretch. And then just let your leg, your lower leg, roll inwards and outwards, like you're twisting from the hip joint. Toes out, toes in. And let's release that, slide the leg in, take this one down, switch sides, pull in again, stretch down, really lengthen through the hip. Shoulders nice and open. Now let's take those legs out wider again towards the corners and start to roll the leg out and in. And back to center, bend that knee back up. Both knees come into the chest, hug them in as tightly as you want to. Take the knees apart and a little rock on your back, just to massage the spine. You can go around in circles if you like, and back the other way. And let's put one foot down and the other foot down. Stretch the whole body out, long as you can be. Really lengthen. Stretch your fingers, flex your feet up, toes up. Pull them up towards your nose. And relax. Let's bring our arms over, bend our knees, and work our way up to sitting. There we go. And then take your time when you're ready to stand back up. Good job, everybody. I hope you're feeling wonderful. Let's just reach up. Feel that length that we've begun to create more of in our spines, in our muscles and fascia all around. Come back down. Roll your shoulders. And I think we should have a little shake. Shake everything. Shake those hips, the legs, the arms. Give yourselves a little bounce if you like. Let's wake ourselves back up. There's more day to have yet. Give yourselves a massive clap. High five, everybody. Where's the camera? And there, and there. Anyway, really lovely. If you have been joining me on Facebook, I hope you have. Write some comments. Do give StreamYard access so that it can put your name in so I know who it is, and hopefully you enjoy this another time, if not now, hopefully, and let me know. Okay, I'm going to say bye, Facebook. See ya.